Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Tokyo Tropic Turtles Draft to Glory franchise mode here in MLB The Show 24. So in last episode, we simulated the second half of the season pretty much after the draft, and our team actually had a really good season as we managed to go on a little bit of a heater and finish 97-65, so that's basically our second best season in franchise history at the moment, because it just barely beat out last season's record, and it was too shy of our first season that we made the playoffs. So this year we are obviously back in the ALDS again, but we are going to be taking on Houston for the second consecutive season, as Houston went on to win their wildcard series against the Texas Rangers in 3 games. So I am a little bit scared, because what happened with Houston during the season is they were leading our division for quite a while, and then they fell off quite a bit and just barely made it back into the playoffs, into the wildcard, and now they're into the ALDS. I think they're kind of an underrated team in this sense, and I am very nervous that they could end up knocking us out here in the ALDS for the 3rd consecutive year. They wouldn't have knocked us out 2 times in a row if they do beat us, because we also got knocked out by the Yankees a few years ago. But we are in that opportunity where we need to start winning in the playoffs. The main reason why is because we do have some contracts that we are going to be potentially losing this upcoming off season. If we go to, I think it's 2038 here, you can see that eventually this offseason we could start to lose some players, which will make our bullpen even weaker a little bit. It is a strong bullpen still right now, but it could end up being weak, as you can see a lot of guys are going to start going to arbitration starting this offseason. And then we also have guys that might head to the free agent market, like Vincent Seo, who had a great year. He might head to the free agent market, which kind of sucks. We also have like Eric Yamamoto, who's one of our better overall relievers. And then Philip Chung also might be heading to the free agency portion, so because we might not have the money to re-sign these guys. So it kind of sucks, because if we do end up losing in the playoffs, there could be a lot of new players, or a lot of players leaving the team in the offseason. Last year in the offseason, we only lost Sato, which wasn't a huge substantial blow to our team. But obviously, if we start losing multiple players every year, that's where we're just going to start falling completely apart and not making the playoffs and stuff like that, which is not very good at this stage. So I'm hoping that obviously we have a good playoff run this year, because it's about time that we actually do stuff in the playoffs, because most of the time in the playoffs, it seems like either 1, our offense isn't going, or 2, our pitching isn't going. It's usually neither both. It's usually, I think, one or the other, but sometimes we get both of them a little bit, I'd say. Sometimes there's some good players that do good stuff, but a lot of guys tend to basically just drop off completely in the playoffs by comparison to the regular season, which is not good. Like Parker Iwamura, for example, last year in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure he didn't have a great playoff run, or playoff game that he played in. We had like Kazuhito Hayashi coming off an MVP season, didn't play good as a starting pitcher. So we need everybody to be full hands on deck, so to speak, here in the playoffs if possible. Guys like Yamazaki were fantastic during this regular season. He had 33 home runs, over 100 RBIs, and a 292 average. He also had guys like Yokoyama step up with that 278. And then the big one was Charles Nomo. We need Nomo to play like Nomo in the playoffs. He had a career high in home runs with 41. He had 117 RBIs and a 298 average. Won his first MVP award, so I'm hoping that he gets going again in the playoffs too, because obviously if he's just going to do it in the regular season, it's not going to be as important. Like, regular season is important, I'd say, but obviously the greats are known for their playoff runs and all that type of thing. So hoping that obviously we have a good playoff run, and that guys that did stuff during the regular season can continue to do that in the postseason. So anyways, before we get into this ALDS, let me show you guys again what Houston is looking like, just in case you guys forgot, and then we'll get into this episode, because there was no comments in the last one. So let's just take a look and get ourselves familiarized with the Houston Astros again. So this is their pitching rotation of Eddie Cardona, who was actually a pretty good pitcher this year, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, I think he was one of the best pitchers in the league, if I'm not mistaken. 18 quality starts. Like, this guy's definitely a good pitcher for them to have. This is his first season in Houston, too, so we didn't even see him last year because he was in Pittsburgh, apparently. So that's kind of insane. There's also Archie Battle. Like, a lot of these guys were there last season. Felipe Pinheiro, I believe, used to be their ace, if I'm not mistaken, last year. They also have Kyle Harrison and Cade Horton. Like, you can see they have some solid pitchers, and they also have one lefty, so they do have another guy that's a different handedness. And then in terms of their bullpen, they do have some guys that were starters, guys like Paul Rowley and Hunter Green as relievers. So they have guys that could probably go pretty long if they really need to. So it's kind of interesting to see what their setup is. They do have like guys like Robert Joyce, who's a closer, as a mid reliever instead. and some setup guys as well. So that's basically their bullpen and their pitching rotation. But they are more of an offensively based team, I would say. Obviously, we saw that last year when we played them in the playoffs. We got to rely on stopping a lot of these type of guys. We need our pitching to be on its game because they have Richard Sandoval, who's an 84, Lawler, who's an 88, and then, of course, Steve Cortez, who is a great player. He's also won an MVP in his career. He's won 3 Hank Aaron's by this point, 2 All-Star games, and 2 Silver Sluggers. He's a 99 at 29, and we know that he could do some damage against us. They also have Frank Deutzman, Brady Ray, who's an 89. Like, you can see they have really good depth. Orelvis Martinez is still solid at his age. George Valera, Dexter Hoover, and Charles Nielsen. So they definitely have a good team. And then they also even have a good catcher on the bench, I just realized, in Luca Evans, who's an 85. That's a pretty good catcher to have as like a kind of maybe a pinch hitter. So they have some pretty good guys on the bench as well. And that makes it a little bit scary. So we need to definitely contain their offense. And if we have our good pitching that we did like during the regular season, I think we could definitely go far this year. Because I can't actually probably take a look at the team rankings now because it's probably gone away, right? Yeah, I think it's gone away, unfortunately. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we were one of the best pitching teams or the best pitching team in the league. And then our offense was like top 5. So as long as we could get a good balance of offense and pitching, I think we could do some damage. But obviously, Houston is an underdog team, and I could definitely see them going from being a team that just barely made it into the playoffs to a team that actually just decides to destroy worlds in the playoffs and potentially win a World Series, which hopefully is not the case. But winner of this series will face either the Yankees or the Guardians in the ALCS. But anyways, let's get to this best of 5 series and see if we could win. Obviously, we have home field advantage, but we haven't been able to use that to our advantage once we actually get to the playoffs. Are we actually on the 3rd right now? What day are we on? Yeah, October 3rd. Okay, so let's just simulate through this day. And yeah, so yeah, we haven't been able to use this home field to our advantage, really. Actually, no, we have technically, I guess. Because technically, when we made the playoffs, we've won the first 2 games in both times around, but then we've dropped 3 straight games. So we need to find ways to win in Houston this time around if we want to actually win the series. Because I definitely think we could win games in our home building, but I'm not too sure about on the road. So Parker Iwamura will start game number 1. Let's get into this and see if this team can manage to do stuff. 10:05 Eastern. Does it start at nighttime, I guess? Yeah, that must be a nighttime game. Interesting. Okay. 10:05. Okay, and we will go to quick manage, and yeah, hopefully this team is able to do some damage. Like I said, if something like somebody like Charles Nomo doesn't do anything in the playoffs, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed because regular season wise he was fantastic, but playoff wise, last year I believe he was okay, but I don't think he was lighting it up completely. So we need guys to do what they did in the regular season also in the postseason. And like I said, Parker will start game 1. Then we'll probably go to some of the left-handers like Nguyen or Kazuhito Hayashi. And I don't know if guys like Tan or Irabu get into the playoffs or not, but we'll see when it comes to that point. So Parker's starting, and then there's, of course, our lineup going up against the guy that's starting, which I can't remember his name now, but let's get into this and see if we could win. Let's see if Parker Iwamura could have a good playoff game here. Ground out to start. Double for them. That's not a great way to start that off, giving up a double on the second hit, or the second hit of the game. They bunt the guy over. So now they have a guy in scoring position with 2 outs. Let's try and get Frank Deutzman out here. We walk him. I'm not sure if I want to walk a guy here, but at least that sets up the double, or not really the double play ball, but sets up a good chance to get this guy out. So Brady Ray, run nothing Houston. That might not be good for them to score runs early on, but they are up 1-0 already. So a bad start for Parker is exactly what I was kind of expecting just based on last year's playoffs, but oh man. Okay, sorry about that. There was a lawnmower driving around and it makes a lot of noise, and obviously it goes over my voice a lot of the time. So anyways, we're down 1-0 early. Not great start for Parker. Let's see if we could get Brady Ray on a force out or something like that. They scored 2 more runs. Oh my goodness. You know what though? Like I mentioned before, when you score runs early in a game, you usually fall apart later. So maybe that's a good thing for us. But at the same time, Parker is off to a very, very bad start to this playoffs. We need to get out of this situation. There you go. Okay, we need our offense to get going now. We had a great offense during the regular season, but so far Houston's living up to their offensive name. Do we have a response? Yamazaki grounds out. Yokoyama pops up. Tom Lee grounds out. A 1-2-3 inning. Not great. Not great at all. I don't know how long Parker's going to be in this game if he's going to play like he did in that first inning. He has a solid response here so far, and yep, solid response in the second inning, so maybe we could start to claw back into this. It is only 3 runs, but obviously not the way we wanted to start it up or draw it up. Charles Nomo, who had a fantastic regular season, strikes out. Theodore Lee grounds out, and Sasaki flies out. Jeez. No hits through 2 innings. We got to get on the board at some point, right? And that's a good little inning there from Parker. So Parker's starting to settle back into the game, which is good. Vincent Co strikes out. Oka singles. Okay, Oka. I will probably say to stay there for now. Mark Taguchi pops up. Damn it. Yamazaki flies out, and we only get 1 hit through our first 3 innings. Yeah, Parker's probably not going to go super long into this game at this point because his energy is getting a little bit low. Yokoyama up the bat. Come on, guys, let's get our offense going. He walks. Okay. Tom Lee, who I believe had a good playoffs either last year or 2 years ago, but I can't remember. Let's see what he could get going. Double play ball. Maybe I should have went for the try and steal. Charles Nomo up the bat. He doubles. Okay, Nomo. I like that. I like that. Obviously, we're on 2 outs, though, so Theodore Lee needs to put this in play. Theodore. Singles. Okay. 2 men on base. We got men on the corners for David Sasaki, who actually had a pretty solid season. Over 20 home runs this year for him. So maybe he could bring in Nomo, at least get Lee over to second or third. Let's see what Sasaki does. He walks as well. We have bases loaded for Vincent Co on 2 outs. Co just needs to put this in play, and this could be a brand new ball game if he is able to do it. Co brings in a run. It's a 3-1 game. Okay, we might be back into this. Like I said, when you score early, you fall apart. So hopefully that's the case for Houston here. Oka in a big spot. He does have 1 hit in 1 at bat. Can he bring in another run? Yes, he can, and it's 3-2, but there was a runner knocked out going to home, so it's going to be only 3-2, but we are back into this game. That's a good response inning from our team. Exactly what we needed. We actually do have more hits in them now. And Parker, like I said, is starting to settle into the game. His energy is getting pretty low, so I think he's only going to go maybe 1 to 2 more innings at max, but we might have to rely on our relievers to try and get the job done. Ground out there. Sandoval doubles. Not great. We've given up a couple extra base hits here. Lawler lines out. And let's get Cortez out. Yep, nice. Mark Taguchi. This is his first ever playoff run with us because I believe he was on the bench the last few years when we played. So hopefully he has an interesting playoffs for us as well because he was pretty solid off the bench at first during the regular season before we made him a starter. Taguchi, hit by pitch. He does reach on base, which is nice. This guy is getting kind of a little bit low on energy, so maybe I should try and steal because Taguchi is very fast and he's got good stealing rating. Taguchi will steal second, which means he's in scoring position. Can Yamazaki bring him in? Yes, he can. A 2-run shot. We have taken a 4-3 lead. Let's go. See, I never feel bad about being down 3-0 after the first inning, really, because obviously it seems like something scripted into the game where if you score a lot early, your team could start to, like, fall apart in the later innings. Hopefully we could still win this, but we do have our first lead of the night, which is great. Great start for Yamazaki and Nomo, I would say, in this playoffs as well. Yokoyama strikes out. Tom Lee doubles, so we have another guy in scoring position for our other power hitting guy, Charles Nomo, who's batting at .500 right now here through 2 at-bats. Can he bring in Tom? Yes, he can. It's 5-3. That's a great little one there. Good little insurance run. And we do still have the 1 out. Archie Bell's probably going to come out soon, but he has definitely not been super good for Houston at this point. Wait, so they started Archie Battle for game 1 and not their ace? Because Archie Battle is definitely one of their starters, not one of their relievers. So that's interesting. I didn't even realize that. But Theodore Lee strikes out. Sasaki strikes out as well, but we do have a 2-run advantage going into the 6th. Let's go maybe 1 more inning with Parker unless he gets into a bad spot. Single, not a great way to start that off. Brady Ray strikes out. Aralves Martinez walks as well. This is a little bit of a bad spot. We need to get out of this if possible. Let's go 1 more pitch, and then if Parker gives up a hit, I think I'm going to take him out. Strikeout. Okay. Parker wants to just finish off this inning. He says he knows that it's a tight spot, but he thinks he can get it done. And he does get it done. Let's go. Okay. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. I'm surprised they still have Archie Battle in. I'm expecting them to put in a reliever to replace him here shortly. But CO, pitching change. There you go. Hunter Green comes in. Former starting pitcher, but now he's used as a reliever for them. Vincent Co will ground out. Oka will single. Okay, Oka's having a strong game. He's 3 for 3 tonight, so That's great. He was really good last regular season. His regular season this year was kind of up in the air. It was kind of mixed, but Oka's definitely showing up here in Game 1. Mark Taguchi will strike out, and Peter Yamazaki grounds out. We head to the 7th. We are going to change over to a relief pitcher. Let's go with Leonard Sato in this one. Leonard Sato's been good so far. So Sato, wow, Nielsen reached on an error. So an error is forced. I don't know what happened. If like we threw the ball and then the catcher didn't get it. But that's not the way you really want to start off the 7th inning. Sandoval pops up. Lawler caught stealing. Okay, we got a guy caught stealing. We are up to the 2 outs. Lawler will walk. He's a fast guy, so we got to watch out for him. Cortez strikes out. We head to the bottom of the 7th, still up by 2. Nice. Yokoyama walks. Okay, Yoko. Tom Lee walks as well. So back-to-back walks issued by Hunter Green. Nomo up to bat. He's been great so far in this game, 2 for 3. And obviously during a regular season, he was elite. So can he give us a little bit more breathable room? Nomo strikes out. Damn. Theodore Lee's 1 for 3 tonight. He's been okay. Let's see what he does. He hits into a fielder's choice. It does get Yoko over to 3rd, but we are up to 2 outs. David Sasaki, if he could put this in play and get Yoko in, that would definitely give us a little bit more breathing room. Sasaki strikes out, unfortunately. That's okay. Deutschman singles for them. Let's try and pick him off. Brady Ray, strikeout. Relvis Martinez, fielder's choice, all right. We are almost into the bottom of the 8th, still up, which is great. So this has been a good response from this team after a bad first inning from our pitchers. They issue a walk there. Let's just get Hoover out here. Bases loaded. Oh no, Leonard Sato's having a bit of a tough time here. He's walking a good amount of people. They have a pinch runner coming out, and that's Alcantara. So they're going to go for a lot of players to try and get in. So Nielsen might try like a suicide squeeze or something like that. I think that's what people would try in this opportunity, but Leonard Sato, I believe in you could get out of this situation. You're one of our best relievers. I should just talk him up. Like, look at his regular season numbers. He could get out of this situation. I believe in him. Just believe in him. Okay, can he get out of this tough situation? Yes, he... Oh, actually, wait. Oh, no, it's because we tried to get the guy that was trying to steal. Never mind. Can he get out of this situation? Come on, Leonard. Nice. A huge strikeout for Sato. We head to the bottom of the 8th, and we're still up by 2 runs. Vincent Sio, defensive substitution, okay, because I guess the guy didn't play defensive, the defensive position he replaced for, so I don't know who came in for the lineup to him. I think it must have been Evans, the catcher. Yeah, because he was definitely on the bull. Yeah, it's definitely Evans, the catcher, that's in. And obviously he's a pretty solid bench player, so we got to worry about him. Vincent Sio. Solo shot from Vincent Sio at the bottom of the 8th. That's a huge one to give us more insurance runs. As Sio is on the board as well. We've had a couple home runs in this game, so really good to see our home runs continuing from the regular season at this point. Oka, who's 3 for 3. Can he go 4 for 4? No, he cannot. Mark Taguchi, singles. Okay, so there's his first career playoff hit, because the first one he was hit by a pitch. We could try and steal second. Let's do it. And he gets caught, of course. Yamazaki will ground out. And we head to the bottom of the 9th, where we're going to make a pitching change and try and close this one out. We're going to bring out Tom Koo. Can Tom Koo close out this game in the 9th and give us the first win of the series? It was a tough first inning, but since then, it's been really good. Let's see what we got here. Single given up by Koo. That's not great. Lawler hit by pitch. Oh no, Tom. Don't blow this save for me, boy. Don't blow it for me. Cortez walks. They have bases loaded. No, this is not good. Tom is having a very tough time here. Oh, man, maybe I should have kept with Sato. So that bases loaded. If they get a home run, I'm going to be pissed off. Oh, boy, this could be ending really badly. Come on, guys. We need to get out of the situation. Deutschman, fielder's choice. So they do not get a run. That's the first out, though, which we wanted. They're definitely not going to try and steal anything, I don't think. So we got to be just still wary about who's hitting. So Brady Ray hasn't been great so far, but he does have an RBI in the playoffs. Let's try and get him out here. Sack fly, so they do bring in a run, but it is 2 outs. They're still down by 2. If we could just get a Relvis Martinez out here, or get one of the guys trying to get over to 3rd or 2nd, we could get out of this game. Come on, Tom, you got this. Believe in yourself. Strikeout by Tom Koo. We are going to take a 1-0 series lead as we win on home field advantage again. We have never lost our first game of the playoffs, which is interesting so far at this point. But Yamazaki had an interesting game. He does get player of the game despite going 1 for 5. He does score a run and had that big home run as well, which brought him in 2 RBIs. But batting average wise, not so much good stats from him. But Parker Iwamura gets credited with the win despite having a bad first inning. All right. Well, that's a good way to start it off. Let's keep the team obviously the same other than the pitching for game 2. So we'll get to this one. This is an afternoon game on home field. So Stan Nguyen will start this game. He also had a pretty strong regular season, as he tends to do. Let's see if we could take both of our home games again to start a series. And then hopefully we can find a way to win in Houston, because like I said, we've won in the first 2 years that we've made the playoffs. We've won the first 2 games, and then we just lose 3 straight. So I'm just hoping for not the same outcome here, because that would really, really suck. So Stan comes in, and we'll keep the same lineup, even though some of the players underperformed. Like I'd say Yamazaki kind of underperformed a bit, but that one home run obviously was pretty clutch. But I'd say the best player in that first game was definitely Oka in terms of batting average. Like him and Vincentio were very important players in that game. So let's advance and let's get to game 2. Let's see if Stan has a good game in him. Strikeout to start. Single for Cortez. Let's try and pick him off. Cortez, the other Cortez gets out. I forgot that they have 2 Cortezes, so that must be... yeah, because this is their left-handed lineup, so that's why Jose Cortez is in this game. I guess he wasn't in last game. Stolen base by Jose Cortez. Damn, I should have tried to pick him off. Deutschman grounds out. Nice. Good little start. We do give up a hit, but we do have a scoreless first inning. By comparison to last game, that's a lot better than giving up 3 runs. Yamazaki strikes out. Yokoyama strikes out. And Tom Lee strikes out. Damn, we got struck out the side. It's not great. Calvin Alcantara for them. He's also a bench guy for them. In last game, he strikes out. Oralvis Martinez flies out. And Brady Ray flies out. We head to the bottom of the second. Still no runs at this point. Charles Nomo strikes out. Theodore Lee strikes out. David Sasaki walks. Okay, there's our first guy on base, but it's not via hit. It's via walk. Vincent Seal, like I said, had a fantastic first game. Does he have anything in him? Okay, he also issues a walk. So we do got 2 guys on base for Stanley Oka, who, like I said, had a fantastic first game. 3 for 4 with an RBI. Can he bring anybody in? He also gets a single. So we have bases loaded for Mark Taguchi, who had an okay first game. Did have a stolen base. Can he bring in the first runs of the game? Yes, he can. It's 1-0 us. Let's go, Taguchi. Big RBI there from the guy. He actually was walked in. Never mind. So it wasn't even via hit. We had 3 walks in those last 4 at bats. So Cardona's issuing a lot of walks, and that's definitely helping us out here a bit. But bases are loaded as still for Peter Yamazaki. Yamazaki obviously had a big home run last game. Does he have one in him in this game? Yes, he does. Okay, not really a home run, but it's another walk, I just realized. What the hell? Okay, so Cardona is definitely a weird pitcher. He's issued 4 walks in the last 5 at-bats, so... I mean, it's not going to tire him out completely, but the Houston Astros are kind of in a weird spot with him right now. But we are up 2-0, which is great. Can Yokoyama bring any more than one guy in? Like, or is he going to get walked as well? He hits a double. Hits a base-clearing double. 5-0 us here in the second inning. This is exactly what I wanted to see from our offense. Let's friggin' go, Yoko. Tom Lee, pitching change. They make a pitching change in the second inning. Oh my goodness. That's the first time I think I've seen a pitching change this early as Paul Rowley comes in. Hopefully this isn't like reverse of what happened last game, but obviously we're in the second inning, so I feel a little bit more safe because of that. But Tom Lee strikes out, and it's 5-0 headed into the third. We just need Stan to play his game. Let's see if he can keep doing that. Ground out 2 times in a row. Fly out there. Nice. Nomo up the bat. He's batting .400 so far. He doubles. Let's go, Charles. Let's go. Our offense is playing good here in this playoff so far. Which, like I said, the last few years it's been a little bit inconsistent, but this year so far it's off to a good start. Theodore Lee. And, of course, Nomo tried to run all the way home and he gets thrown out. Sasaki will fly out. Vincentio will fly out as well. We head to the 4th inning. Cortez for them flies out. The other Cortez also grounds out. And Deutschman flies out. So far, Stan's having a great game through 4 innings. Only giving up the 1 hit. Stanley Oka, who's been great so far, flies out, unfortunately. Mark Taguchi had a great first at-bat. Let's see what he does here. Solo shot from Mark Taguchi. It's 6-0. This has definitely been a better start to the playoffs for our team than it has been in the past. I think this is exactly what we needed, because I think last year when we won our first 2 games this series, we were only winning by like 1 run, but this time around we're having some commanding games, at least this one so far. So let's just keep it up. Yamazaki grounds out. Yoko flies out. We head to the 5th inning, still up 6-0. Fantastic. Alcantara up for them, flies out. Martinez walks. Okay, I'm okay with giving up a walk, but let's try and get him out here. Double play. Stan's having his game too. This is exactly what we need. Good pitching, good offense as well. Tom Lee flies out. Nomo singles. Nomo's having a solid game again. Theodore Lee flies out. And David Sasaki walks. We got 2 men on base with 2 outs for Vincent Co. Had a great first game. Has an okay game so far. Actually, never mind. He's 0 for 1. Can he hit here? He can get on base via walk. We have a bases loaded situation again. This time for Stanley Oka, who, like I said, had a fantastic first game. This game so far, he's been good, 1 for 2. Can he bring in any more runs? Yes, he can. He actually clears the bases and gets the second, just like Yokoyama did, I think it was. Huge 9-0 lead at this point. Tropic Turtles are cooking. Love to see it. Taguchi up to bat. The pitching change happens again, so they've already gone through 2 pitchers, and we're only 5 innings into this. Oh, it feels nice to have the reliable pitching and good offense, because that's something, like I said, that we haven't gotten recently. So Mark Taguchi up to bat with Oka in scoring position. And he also scores him to make it 10-0. Taguchi's having a great game. 2 for 2, multiple RBIs. Let's go. So it's 10-0. Hits are 8-1. We are dominating right now, and we head to the top of the 6th, still up by 10. I think we just need to play good defensively the rest of the way. We don't necessarily need more offense, but I'll take it if it comes. Hoover will come out. Lawler strikes out. Sandoval singles. That's only the 2nd hit given up by Stan in this game. Cortez will pop up, and Yoko's back up again. He has 3 RBIs despite having only a 200 average so far here in the postseason, but Yoko had a great at-bat in this game. Let's see what he does here. A double. That's not too bad from Yoko. He's actually having some okay at-bats here so far. Sorry about that. Lawnmowers were nearby again, and I realized my face was on the top corner again, so I moved it over. Anyways, we're in a good spot here. Let's try and see if we can get Yoko in. Tom Lee will bring him in to make it 11-0. We don't really need those runs, but it's nice to see the guys padding their stats here. Charles Nomo will pop up. Theodore Lee, fielder's choice. David Sasaki will pop up as well, but we head to the 7th, up 11-0. We might as well keep staying in for at least most of this game if he's going to keep playing the way he is right now. Cortez singles. There's their 3rd hit, so back-to-back innings with a hit given up, which isn't great, but obviously Stan's still playing good. And now he walks a guy. We might need to take him out soon, maybe. Maybe he's getting a little bit ahead of himself. Kevin Alcantara flies out. Nice to get that first out of the inning out of the way. Orelvis Martinez strikes out. Okay, Stan's starting to cook again. Brady Ray will bring in the first run for the Astros. It's 11-1. So Stan unfortunately gives up a run, but we will likely take him out for next inning because he's getting pretty tired here. Dexter Hoover strikeout. We head to the bottom of the 7th now, still up by 10 runs. We're in a good spot here. Just got to lock it down. Co flies out. Oka strikes out, and Taguchi strikes out. We make our pitching change. We are going to bring in, I guess we'll bring in Vincent Chang. Might as well, because we haven't seen this guy in the postseason yet. Ground out. Sandoval strikes out. Cortez grounds out. That's exactly what I needed from Vincent Chang. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And Yamazaki's really struggling here in the postseason. He's actually batting a 125, but he does have a home run and 3 RBIs, so he has been okay at times, but he's definitely not doing as good as a lot of his other teammates at the moment, which is kind of weird, but we'll still probably keep him where he's at. Strikeout there. Yoko reaches on an error. Tom Lee will hit into a double play. We head to the 9th inning. We'll bring in Tom Koo again, even though he was in last game, and see if he could close this one out here. Steve Cortez walks. Tom Koo always got to make it interesting, huh? Deutzman flies out. Alcantara strikes out. They're down to their last out. Can we get Orelvis Martinez out here? Yes, we can. And it's a win for the Tropic Turtles as we win dominantly 11-1. We are 1 win away again from the next round. This is now uncharted territory if we win the next game, because we have won 2 games always to start these playoffs before, but we've never won that 3rd game. So it will be interesting to see if the team could do it. Player of the game goes to Stan Nguyen. 7 innings, giving up 4 hits, or allowing only 1 run. And then he also issued 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. He had a really solid game. And that's exactly what I needed from my pitchers. Like, we outscored them by a score of 17-5 in those 2 games. But now we head to Houston for Kazuhito Hayashi, who's going to look to close this game out. And I think they are finally putting their ace into the pitching rotation, if I'm not mistaken. I think Pinheiro was their starter, or was he not? I don't remember. No, it was Eddie Cardona who was, and Cardona had lost them that game. So Felipe Pinheiro is their next best pitcher. If we could win this game, we'll maybe face the Yankees again for the second time, but it would be in the ALCS situation. Because we have faced the Yankees before, but they were the ones that came back in our first ever playoff run from down 2-0 to beat us. So we just got to win one more game, and we've actually won a playoff series if that happens, which would be fantastic. All right, can we sweep Houston and get revenge on them for last year? We'll keep the team the same because everything's going good for us now for most part. Can we pull off the sweep? Hayashi versus Pinheiro. Can Hayashi have a good playoff game? Obviously, like I said, last year he won MVP and then had a really bad playoffs, so I really want him to do what he could do here. If he can't do it, it's not going to be great, because then we're going to have to rely on probably, like, we might go for Vincent Tan game 4, just because Parker and Stan are both going to be still recovering from their games, potentially. So, Kazuhito Hayashi, you got this, buddy. I believe in you. And yeah, we'll keep up the same batting order, even though Yamazaki's batting a 111 so far in this playoffs, but everybody else, I'd say, has been okay. It's just been Yamazaki that's kind of struggling in terms of that, which is kind of weird. So here we go. We are in Houston, looking to win our 3rd game in a row and win our first ever playoff series. Come on, guys. Do it this time, please. Do it this time. If we could do it this time, I will be very, very happy. It shows that at least this team can win in the playoffs a bit. So let's see what you got. Yamazaki grounds out. Yokoyama flies out. Tom Lee pops up. That's okay. Because if we score too much runs early on, we might blow it later. Sandoval for them grounds out. Cortez walks. Let's try and pick him off. Cortez, fielder's choice. And Frank Deutschman singles. They have 2 men on base. Not a great start for Hayashi, but he has given up only the 1 hit. Let's just get Alcantara out here. And they do score to make it 1-0. I don't know what's with Kaz in the playoffs, but he's kind of icky sometimes. It's a 1-0 game for Houston. Strikeout, nice. Okay, we only gave up the 1 run, so that's not too bad. Charles Nomo. Solo shot the tie rate back up. Okay, Nomo, I see you. I see you. That's a great little response. It's a 1-1 game. Our first hit is a home run. Theodore Lee will ground out. David Sasaki will ground out. And Vincent Seal will fly out. But we do have a 1-1 game. Bottom of the 2nd, Brady Ray grounds out. Dexter Hoover solo shot back. And once again, Houston has the lead. This might be a back and forth game at this point. And then they strike out there. Single there. Yeah, Kaz is having a bit of a tough time here early in this game. Single there. They have 2 men on base again with 2 outs. Come on, we got to get out of the situation. Steve Cortez grounds out. Whew, that was scary. But we've given up 5 hits through 2 innings. I am a little bit weary about Kaz's playoffs. But we might have to rely on Vincent Tan for next game, which might be even more scary. Stanley Oka grounds out. Mark Taguchi grounds out. Peter Yamazaki strikes out. We're trailing going into the bottom of the 3rd. That's okay, but we're still in striking distance. Just got to find our offense, so we did last game especially. Hopefully it doesn't dry up after 11 runs scored last game. Deutschman walks again. Yeah, I'm not happy with Kaz's performance so far here. Fly out. Error. Ugh, I don't like those errors. Strike out there. Okay. Just got to get Hoover out, and then we're still in striking distance. Okay. I like that we're at least keeping it close, but we definitely need to get that offense going because 1 hit through a few innings is not ideal. Yoko singles. There we go. That's their 2nd hit of the night. That's good to see a nice leadoff single. Next up, Tom Lee. Not solo shot, double or 2-run shot. What the heck am I trying to say? Makes it 3-2. That's a huge one. So our only 2 hits, or 2 of our 3 hits of the game, have resulted in home runs, which is kind of crazy. And we have taken our first lead of the night. That's a huge response there from Tom Lee. Had a bit of a downfall of a regular season this year, but that's a big shot here in the postseason. Charles Nomo will strike out. Theodore Lee will solo shot as well. That's the first time I think I've ever seen both Lees home run in the same inning, as Theodore Lee's on the board to make it 4-2. I'm liking our chances here potentially. Sasaki will fly out, and Vincent Seo will strike out. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Kaz is getting kind of tired here soon, so there is a chance we might have to turn to a reliever here earlier on than expected. Lawler flies out. Sandoval grounds out. Cortez singles. Try and pick him off. The other Cortez strikes out. We head to the fifth, still up by 2 runs. Okay. Oka's got 4 RBIs in this first round. He's been good. He grounds out there. Taguchi's also been really solid. And he doubles. Let's go, Mark. Mark Taguchi's actually been a good impact player here. Like I said, that's kind of what we need. We need not necessarily our top guns always doing stuff in the playoffs, but we also need like the depth guys to randomly show up at times. And so far, Oka, Taguchi, and Seo have all been really good for like a 7, 8, 9 guy. Yamazaki's been pretty bad so far, batting below 100 so far. I don't know why he's playing so bad, but I hope that he could get going here, especially if we get to the next round. 2-run shot, okay. He has been struggling for batting average, but he's got multiple home runs in the playoffs. It's 6-2 Tropic Turtles. Great response from our team after we were down 2-1 early on. We've had 2 good innings here in a row. That's a huge one from Yamazaki. Yokoyama up. He singles. Tom Lee. Pitching change for Hunter Green, who's already played a game. Hasn't been too bad for them so far at this point. Tom will strike out. Charles Nomo will strike out. We head to the bottom of the fifth. We are going to make a pitching change already because Kaz is getting kind of tired. So we will turn to, I think we're going to go to Walter Jung here. Yeah, let's go to Walter Jung for like 2 or 3 innings. Strike out there, ground out there, and ground out there. Walter does his job. He does his job. Theodore Lee up for the start the 6th. We pop up. Sasaki strikes out. Seo will solo shot as well. Holy crap, we've had a lot of home runs this game from multiple different guys. That is awesome. Yamazaki has had a home run. I think Yokoyama had a home run? I don't remember. Tom Lee's had a home run. Actually, it was, yeah, Yamazaki, Tom Lee, Theodore Lee, and Vincent Seo. So we've been getting tons of different guys with home runs in this one, and that's huge. We might actually be able to win this series based on the fact that we are up by 5 here, and we are potentially we are guaranteed 1 win away from this next round. But can we close this game out is the question. Come on, guys, just keep it up. We just got to get Walter to play some good innings as a pitcher, and then we need our closer to close it down. Strike out there, fly out there, and strike out there. Walter's been good as a reliever so far through 2 innings, never giving up a hit. I like it. Mark Taguchi strikes out. Yamazaki flies out. Yokoyama doubles. And we have a guy in scoring position with 2 outs for Tom Lee, who has a home run in this game, and he flies out. That's okay. Let's go 1 more inning with Walter Jung, because so far he's playing good. He's playing good. Triple, okay, of course. After I said that, he has to give up a triple. Let's just try and pick him off on 3rd, not that you try and steal home anyways. Jose Cortez strikes out. Maybe we can still get out of the situation. Steve Cortez brings in a run at 7-3. Cortez to 2nd. Yeah, I think this is definitely Walter's last inning, probably. Strikeout there. Maybe we could go for 1 more inning with him, almost. Because, I mean, he's only given up the 1 run. It's not too bad. And he gets out of that situation. So it's 7-3 going into the 8th. Charles Nomo flies out. Theodore Lee flies out. David Sasaki, no hits in the playoffs, but he does get a walk. So, yeah, Sasaki's probably been the worst player so far this postseason. I could always take him out of the lineup for next round if we get there and replace him with, like, Philip, or not Philip Chung. What's his name? What's that Chung's name that's the outfielder? Walter Chung? William Chung? It's William Chung, yeah. William Chung. We could always put William Chung in for Sasaki next round if you guys think that would be a good idea if we get there. Seo will single. We got 2 men on base with 2 outs for Stanley Oka. Oka singles as well. We got bases loaded. Do we really need more runs? Potentially. Mark Taguchi. Pitching change to Felipe Ramos. Can Taguchi bring in some runs? Yes, he can. He brings in 2 runs. Gets Oka to 3rd. It's a 9-3 game. I think we might be in the clear to win our first ever playoff series. And we might as well jump in and watch us close it out too. If that happens. Just because it would be our first ever playoff series victory. So it's kind of a monumental moment. Yamazaki comes in, hits into a fielder's choice. We head to the bottom of the 8th. We're going to keep Jung in for now, I think, and then we'll let the AI decide on who they want to put in for the 7th, like if they're going to put in Tom Koo to close it out or whatever. Line out there. Brady Ray strikes out. Hoover strikes out. We head to the 9th. Let's just get through our at-bats here. Yoko. Robert Joyce comes in for them. Yoko, though, will walk. Tom Lee will walk as well. I think we're going to the next round, guys. This is fantastic. Nomo walks as well. 3 straight walks issued by Robert Joyce since being put in. Theodore Lee, does he have a grand slam in him? No, he does not, but he does bring in 1 run, and we also got the 1 out. So now we have 2 men on base for David Sasaki, who, like I said, has no hits so far in the playoffs. Can he get his first hit? No, he cannot. Vincent Seo will walk. We have bases loaded with 2 outs for Stanley Oka. Can Oka hit a grand slam? They put in Mark Leslie. Oka brings in another run. Still bases loaded. It's 11-3. Yeah, I think at this point, we have destroyed Houston, and I'm finally excited to see what our team's going to be able to do in the next round. It feels good that we're actually going to be able to win this, I think, unless we have a monumental collapse, but the chances of that probably slim to none. Taguchi will also bring in 2 runs. We're up by 10. We've had 2 very good offensive games in a row. Like, everybody that's at the bat right now has had a hit in the last little bit, except for Sasaki. Yamazaki, 3-run shot. Holy crap, 7 runs in the 9th inning. Because we just didn't think we were going to win. We needed to make sure of it. It's 16-3. 3-run shot from Yamazaki. He's had 3 home runs in the playoffs already. Yoko, and they bring in our 3rd pitcher of this inning. Yoko will come in and he'll ground out. And we're going to jump in here. I am going to remove my face so you guys can actually see everything that happens in game. But we're going to enter this game. And we're going to make it AI versus AI, obviously. And watch our team hopefully close it out here. And get ourselves to that next round. Because obviously I think that will be kind of a cool thing to watch. But we don't know who we're going to be facing yet still. Because who knows, the Guardians could come back still in the series. So here we go. Walter is still in the start the 9th inning. So they didn't make a pitching change yet. We are wearing our green jerseys, which I don't know if I like our green jerseys that much. Seen them now in person, but they look okay. Walter will give 2 balls to start off on Jordan Lawler, who's 0 for 3 tonight. We're up by 13 runs, so it's crazy inning. There's the first strike. Nice little one inside. It's gonna feel so good to win our first playoff series after the last 2 years. I think this team's finally finding itself in the playoffs, but obviously we need to be able to beat either a tough Yankees team or a tough Guardians team. I believe the Guardians were a really good team as well in the season. Okay, 3-2 count. Can he get the strikeout, or is he gonna issue a walk? Let's see. He walked him. And it's not too bad. We're still up by a lot, so I don't feel terrible about giving up that walk, but maybe we'll take Jung out soon, because he has been in for a while. We'll see what the AI decides on that. But they're going to keep him in for now. Sandoval's up for them. He's 2 for 4, so he's been one of their better players tonight. We just need to get these guys out here. Maybe get a double play ball. Hey, that's a strike. I'll take it. Just barely hitting top of the zone, but I don't know if I would have called that a strike. But this is the first time we've seen Walter Jung pitching in this game. Actually, this might be the first time we've seen our team pitching in general, because I guess last year when we watched some of it was more when we were at bat. But what a good start to the playoffs, scoring a ton of runs in these last 2 games. We've scored 27 runs against them in these last 2 games, only giving up 4 runs of our own, and that's going to be a base hit. There's going to be a chance that guy runs to third. Yes, he's going to run to third. So they have runners on the corners. They are trying to make a late push, but obviously I feel still safe that we had a really good inning. That definitely made it safer. Like, if we didn't score 7 runs, we'd be only up 9-3, which is still pretty much good for us. But Eric Yamamoto gets called on by the manager. He'll come on in for the first time this playoffs. We'll see what he could do. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like my green jerseys too much. I know I like the purple ones a lot, but the green ones, they're kind of an acquired taste, I'd say, for jerseys. I don't know what you guys think about them, but I do like that. At least we have a purple undershirt, so. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, they are trying to claw back. Jose Cortez hits a 3-run shot. It's 16-6. Not great start for Eric Yamamoto. His first pitch he throws is a home run. Maybe we shouldn't have jumped in. Maybe we should have just watched this, but at least we're up by a lot, so I feel still safe, but yikes. If we didn't have that 7-run inning here, we'd be literally only up by 3 at the moment, which would be still kind of scary. So I still feel safe, but we don't gotta let those kind of home runs worry us. We just gotta get back and respond to that. I'm surprised Yamamoto was just giving up a home run on his first pitch of the game. Like, he just came in to help out, and he ended up getting an issue with some bad problems because Jung set him up for that. Yikes. Well, let's see if he can get out of this situation now. Well, it's not really a situation anymore, but nice strike there. Okay. Now Yamamoto's back into his game. He's like, I can't give up anymore. Steve Cortez is up. He's been not actually that great against us so far in the series. It is a 217. So, despite being a 99 overall, he's having a bit of a tough time here. 1-1 the count as we throw it too low of a ball. Just got to get Cortez out here, and then hopefully we can get some of these other guys out here. Ooh, that's a bad one to swing at. Change up. Well, that would have been a strike regardless, but he swung way too early on it because he was thinking a fastball, I guess. And that one just misses. 2-2. Come on, guys. Don't blow this, because if we somehow blow this game, we'll end up losing the series. Still 2-2 the count. Come on. You got this, Yamamoto. Just get one guy out, and then we'll worry about the next guy. And that one's foul. So they are getting his pitch count up there, but at least I think Yamamoto has good enough stamina to go decently long. Wow, he's fouling off a lot. Yeah, they're definitely trying to give themselves, give us a run for our money, so to speak. Hey, nice strikeout without him even going for it. Let's go. So there's the first strikeout of the 9th inning. We're still up by 10. We just need to get 2 more outs here, and then we're finding ourselves into the next round. Frank Deutschman's up 1 for 3 with a single. He's 3 for 10 in this series, so he hasn't been super good, but he's been okay. Let's see what we got here, Yamo. Ooh, nice one. Nice one to get him to swing at. Way inside, but he swung at it. It's a 1-0 count, or 0-1 count, I should say. Not a 1-0. Deutschman will take that one as well. It's a 0-2 count. We have a chance for a strikeout. Can Yamamoto push them to their last out here? No, he can't. That was a nice pitch again. No, that's the first one that he saw, and he struck out, or he took a strike on that one last time. That's way too high, but worth the try. Can we just get out of this? Get a strikeout here. That's going to be a hit. That's going to be like a multiple base hit, I think. Yep, off the wall. He might be able to get a triple out of that. No, he's only going to get a double. Okay, I'll definitely take only a double against, but we are definitely having a little bit of a tough time closing this game out here in the 9th, but I mean, we're still up by a lot, so I'm not going to worry too much, but Yamo's had a bit of a tough time here early on. But maybe we shouldn't have kept Walter Jung in as long as we did. I don't know. Because Jung set him up for a bad spot, pretty much, in the last one. Okay. Alcantara's up now. Strike there. Nice one upstairs. Just got to strike him out here, and then we could potentially get the next guy out. Just don't let them get anything more going. Because they only have a 2% chance of winning this game, so... Oh, nice. A nice little strikeout there. Not strikeout there. A nice strike up there. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not used to commentating in these type of portions. And, oh man, that was close. Almost got him reaching. Almost got him reaching. Come on, 0-2 count. Come on, you got this, Yamo. That's going to be probably caught, potentially. No, it drops just before Vincent Seo could get there. Or not Seo, that's Sasaki, actually. Never mind, I think. Just barely didn't get there. Okay. And this one's going to be up the middle. And that is not going to drop because we do barely catch it. We almost got a double play out of that because the guy kept running for a little bit. But Vincent Seo hustled his ass to get there. And it's down to their last out. Relvis Martinez. 0 for 4 tonight. He's 1 for 11 in the series. Can we get him out to punch our ticket? There's a first pitch strikeout, change up. We just need 2 more strikes. You got this, Yamo. I believe in you, Medi. I believe in you, bud. Okay, down to their last strike. Can we punch our ticket to the AL? I guess it would be, yeah, the AL. Is it ALCS or ALDS? I always forget when it is, but come on, just got to get that next strike. Just got to get that next strike. You got this. Yamo has like no hair whatsoever, but oh well. Come on, just gotta get him out here. And he almost struck out on that one. It's a little late on it, but managed to foul it off. Just gotta get him out. Relvis Martinez out the bat still, and he hits that one. That's gonna be another double, I think. So that same spot again. And they are going to make it a 16-7 game. Yeah, a bit of a tough inning for us defensively and pitching-wise, but, I mean, the offense was fantastic in the top of the ninth. Does suck to give up another hit. Yeah, Yamos not doing the best so far. I don't know when he'll come in next round, but next round, since it's a 7-game series, we're going to have to rely on more pitchers than we normally do, which should be an interesting long game in that sense. Brady Ray up. He's 0 for 4, so we should be able to get him out here. That's a ball to start. 2 for 11 in the series with 3 RBIs. It's the ALDS right now, so yeah, ALCS is what I mean would be go-to if we could just get another strikeout. Come on. You got this, Eric. Ooh, 2-0. Yeah, he's definitely having a tough time. I don't know if the manager will decide to go to another pitcher if he gives up another hit, because he definitely hasn't been good. Okay, first strike there. Low shot. Let's just be careful here. Don't want him to claw back anymore, so. That's going to get caught. Yep, that's going to get caught. Otasio, your Tokyo Tropic Turtles have won their first ever playoff series as they will go to the ALCS against either the Yankees or the Guardians. A huge win for our team on the road. Let's go. The first time, it's a nice little 3-game sweep as well. Love to see it. The Tropic Turtles celebrating. That's the first series they've ever won. And this team started as a really bad team, but they've actually won a playoff series, which means now we just got to win 2 more playoff series, and we could be on top. Let's freaking go. Huge. Absolute huge. Yamazaki, player of the game, 2 for 6 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. His batting average might suck, but Yamazaki was great. And there's like those home run hits, those RBI situations, like in that. He was the player of the game. Walter Jung was pretty solid, I'd say, but he gets credited with the victory in it as our team wins 16-7, 7-7, 7-4 in that 9th inning. A lot of offense from both teams, but we managed to get it done. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Our green jerseys, like I said, though, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of them or not, but I like our purple jerseys a lot. But we'll definitely see more of our purple jerseys potentially next round. Let's go. Tropic Turtles on to the next round, and it will be against either Yankees or Guardians. First, before we take a look at who we're facing, though, let's take a look at our player stats for that opening round, and then we'll take a look at what the Yankees look like or the Guardians look like, depending on who we're facing. So, Iwamura was pretty solid in his first game. He wasn't great in the first inning, so that's why his stats are a little bit inflated, but I'd say he definitely was better after that first inning in Game 1. Stan Nguyen was absolutely fantastic in Game 2. No questions asked. He'll be definitely called upon next round for sure. Kazuhiro Hayashi, kind of not good, I would say. Gave up a lot of walks, allowed a lot of runs, but he did have 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. I'm hoping for a better round from him next time, and then we didn't even have to go to Tan or Irabu in that first round, which is great. Walter Jung, he was kind of interesting. He was good at the beginning, like in the first few innings, but then when we started watching, he's just not that good, so don't really know what to make of him. Leonard Sato was good in the only few innings he played. Vincent Chang was good. Eric Yamamoto definitely struggled. Definitely struggled when we watched him. Philip Chung didn't play at all. Yamashita didn't play at all. Tommy Wong didn't either. Tom Koo was kind of mixed, but at least he closed out some games. And in our batting, this should be interesting. Yamazaki had 3 home runs in that series and 8 RBIs, yet he only had a 200 average. So batting average wasn't good, but he's definitely helping us out offensively. Yoko had 3 RBIs and a 417. That was fantastic from him. Tom Lee had a 250, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. He was okay. Charles Nomo was great. 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 417 average. Theodore Lee had a 308 average with 1 home run. David Sasaki, no hits through 9 at-bats. So that's where I'm saying maybe we want to decide to put in somebody like either Walter Choi or William Chung in that right fielding spot. But obviously it's not necessary. Like, Sasaki has great hitting against righties. Like, he should be able to start getting his home runs here soon. William Chung's not great against righties, to be honest. And either is Choi's, so I think I might still keep that the same. But we could always move Sasaki later in the lineup or keep it the same. Vincent Seal batted 400, had 2 home runs in that series. He was great. Oko batted a 538, 5 RBIs. He was also really good. And then Taguchi a 545 with the 1 home run and 7 RBIs. I would say on general, we were a very good offensive team. Our pitching was kind of mixed, but our offense definitely a lot better than prior years. Like when Yamazaki is our worst batter other than Sasaki, and he actually had really good stats too with his home runs and RBIs. I would say it was a good time. Like literally had home runs from tons of different players in that first round. So very good run for our team so far at this point. The question now is, who are we playing in the ALCS after that sweep? Are we playing the second place Guardians, who were finished just behind us, or are we playing another team that was in the wild card in New York? Let's see who it's going to be. It will be the New York Yankees. Okay, so we have a rematch with the Yankees, but in a different round. We played them a few years ago in the ALCS, or the ALDS, my bad. But we've never played them in the ALCS before. So that will be a 7-game series, which should be interesting to see. So best 4 of 7. Let's take a look at their roster, because I don't know if they've changed a lot since we played them last. I don't even remember who was on their roster, to be honest, though. So here's their pitching rotation of Ahmed Nixon, who is apparently a 94 overall. Michael Oliva. I think I remember this guy getting drafted, to be honest. I feel like I do. He's an 85 overall. Fernando Avalos, Steven Kurtz, Jackson Jobe. So apparently 2 of their 3 pitchers that are starters haven't been good so far, but Avalos has been good. Bullpen, Chase Dollander, who's been good. Andy McGrath. Looks like their bullpen's pretty solid. Chris Ramirez, Chris Francisco. Reggie Reagan, interesting name. DeMarcus Little, Darren Fernandez, and William Vega. Yeah, they have a good bullpen. Their starters are kind of mixed, but are not bad. So there is that. And then in terms of their lineup, what are they rocking with in terms of hitting? Matt Davies, Chris Miley, or not Chris Smiley, Chris Miley, Elijah Green, Jack Driver. Oh, I remember when Jack Driver was drafted too. I remember this dude. Steve Clemente, Kirk Adamson, Zane Shanklin. Yeah, Shanklin. Brady House is there as well. And Evan Carter. Oh, yeah, Evan Carter. This guy used to be a 99. This guy used to be a 99. He is really, really good. Yikes. But he has dropped off quite a bit since his heyday, I would say. So there's that. And then in terms of the bench, they have Darren Womack, Eloy Juarez, Francisco Alvarez, Eric Campanella. They don't really have huge overalls in terms of their batting, which is interesting. I think we might have them in terms of offense and defense and pitching, all that type of thing. But let me go to standings here. If we look at the AL wild card, was it the AL wild card that they made it? No, it wasn't the AL wild card. It must have been the AL Central East. Yeah, the AL East. They won their division at 86 and 76. Huh, alright. I can't see how much runs they scored during the regular season, but according to this, their team rank is 15th. They're 27th in contact, 20th in power, 6th in pitching, 17th in defense, and 18th in speed, which if you go to us by comparison, we're 15th in contact, 1st in power in pitching, 7th in defense, and 13th in speed. We also had 97 wins to their 86. I think if the game wants to be nice and actually give us some good stats, I think we should be able to win this series. Based on their stats so far here in the playoffs, though, I think that's what they're based off. They have a 291 batting average in the playoffs. We have a 346. Their slugging percentage has been worse than ours as well. They're at a 449 to our 673. On base percentage, we're a 431. They're a 360. Fielding 982 to 981, so a little bit better in fielding for them. We've given up a 4 ERA. They've given up a 3 ERA. So they've actually been better pitching, maybe because of their bullpen. But we've been a better offensive team so far in the playoffs. So going to be interesting. Winner will face either the Dodgers or the Reds for the World Series. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Tokyo Tropic Turtles Draft to Glory franchise mode. So next episode, we will take it to the ALCS for the first time in franchise history as we take on the New York Yankees and look to get ourselves to the World Series for the first time. It's going to be really interesting to see if our offense can maintain itself. I think we completely dominated Houston, and I think we could definitely do that against the Yankees as well, permitted that their pitching doesn't play as good as it did against like the Guardians and also against the Twins So anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.